What's up, guys? It's D Dragoon, and we're gonna go over whether or not you should pull for Yae Miko. First of all, the too long don't read. Yes, you should. Just pull for her. She's awesome. Trust me. She's gonna be amazing. She's gonna make your account broken. Okay, now let's get into the nitty gritty details, and I want to talk about why I'm so excited for Yae Miko, why you don't need to pull for her weapon, why you don't need to pull for her constellations, and she's still going to do more damage than some of the craziest nukers in the entire game. Alright, so my team right now is Raiden Shogun, Kujo Sara, Mona's a placeholder for Yae Miko, and Kazuha. Alright, this is a Electro Animo Inazuma squad. I love this squad. The reason this squad is really meaningful to me, let's talk about some of these reasons, okay? So first, before we get into Yae, her stats at all, if you don't know what Shogun's E does, it increases the elemental burst damage of everyone's burst by 0.3% per energy cost, including Yae Miko, including Raiden Shogun's. So she's got a 90 energy cost, so she actually gets, it's like 27%, I believe, back for a 90 energy cost. And let's see, Kujo Sara's burst is like, this one's 80, so she would get 24% elemental burst damage from that E. Now, on top of Shogun giving burst damage to all four of your teammates, right? You got Kujo Sara, Yae Miko, and Kazuha. They're all getting that burst damage. You can run a 4-piece Noblesse on your Kujo Sara, okay? So your Kujo Sara now is going to be able to give you 20% attack. Plus, if you look at Kujo Sara's insane E skill, she gives, at level 12, an 86% attack bonus ratio. Plus, with the Constellation 6, 60% increased Electro crit damage, okay? This is insane. Not to mention, look at the damage multipliers on her burst. 819%. Her burst is cracked. On top of Shogun buffing it, on top of the Noblesse, and on top of, she can buff her own electro damage with her E. You can E on Sara into her burst, into Yae Miko burst. It's just crazy, right? So the way you're going to play this team, the way you're going to do it, and there's more buffs too. We've got Kazuha's Viridescent Venrir Shred and Kazuha's Elemental Damage buff. But you actually start like this. Actually, let's change the party up so it makes more sense. It would be an Abyss rotation, right? That's what we're going to go over today. So the Abyss rotation would be you start with Yae Miko in the number 1 slot, and you want her to have the Widsith on. Okay, now when you start with the Widsith on, you don't actually proc the Widsith buff, okay? So you start with Yae, and you triple E. So you're going to put down your 3 Sesho Sakuras. It actually looks kind of like Yae's weapon. That little thing right there. Anyway, after you triple E, you go to Shogun. We Shogun E. There's a lot of Electro on the field. Now we go to Kazuha. We can Kazuha burst or E. We swirl. Probably just burst at this point, because you've already got the Shogun E buffing his burst. After Kazuha bursts, you've shredded the defense with the Viridescent Venrir. You've given the Electro Elemental damage bonus. Now we go to Kujo Sara. We E, Q with the Noblesse, and then we go back to her. We burst, triple E again. Everyone's burst's been used. We go back to Shogun. We burst. Now we use her attacks to get everyone's energy recharge back. Absolutely cracked. Absolutely cracked. The damage is insane. This is a C0 comp. If there's any constellations worth pulling in this comp, it's Shogun's. And getting Shogun to C2, which I probably will, because Shogun's my favorite character in the game, I think. Just model-wise, her and Ayaka are up there. I actually have her weapon too, but it's on Shenhe right now. So yeah, that's it. So one more time, you start off with Yae Miko as at the top of the party. You do triple E's to get the electro damage out there. You go to Shogun, you E. Now we start using everyone's burst. Kazuha, burst. Kujo Sara, E. Let it go off, then burst. Okay? Then back here, burst, and you with the Widsith buff, triple E. You can go back to Sarah at this point charge attack to leave one of those, then go back to Shogun and burst. So Shogun's burst also gets the 86% attack bonus ratio plus the 60% electro crit damage. It's absolutely insane. Okay, so that's front end damage. Okay, so this also ties into, should you pull for her weapon? Should you pull for Yae Miko? Yes. Should you pull for her weapon? No. No, no, no. Now let's talk a little bit more about Yae Miko and her weapon, and if you should or shouldn't pull for it. We've already said no, right? But let's just look at it. I'm going to look at the Catalyst, the Widsith in-game. We'll just open them both up in here. We got the Widsith, and then we've got Kagura's Verity. We're going to talk about why you don't want to pull for Kagura's Verity. Okay. So, first of all, if we look at just the basic stats of the Widsith, 510 base attack, right? Kagura's Verity is sitting at 608. Okay? That's 98 more attack. That's it. You get a 98 attack bonus. As far as the crit damage goes, also not that much. You go from 55.1 to 66.2. That's 11.1%. So you're talking about a 98 attack and 11.1% crit damage buff. I would be okay with that because that's still an increase. If the elemental skill of Kagura's Verity did something for more than one Catalyst user, it doesn't. No one else can use 3E skills as a Catalyst user. No one else in the game can. So you have to use this just for her. So it's really limited, really bad. And at max stacks, at R1, it gets 48% elemental damage bonus. So let's talk about this for a second. The Widsith, 1 out of 3 times, you're going to get 96% elemental damage bonus. You're going to get double for the burst duration. Okay, now let's close this for a second and focus on the game. Yeah, you're saying that's only for 10 seconds. Look at my rotation. If I start with her and I triple E, I haven't used my Widsith buff yet. I go to Kazuha, or excuse me, I go to Shogun, I E. I go to Kazuha, burst, Sarah, E, burst, after it hits, back to her, burst, all my damage is front loaded. That's when it procs. Then I triple E. For 10 seconds, my 2000% burst has just crushed everything, okay? And now I still have that 10-second buff with my Sakura. And the kicker is the 480 EM, even if you get that buff, which is generally useless, in this case, it actually buffs the damage of your totems for at least 10 seconds, okay? Now, yes, you're going to have a portion of 8 seconds once her cooldown's off, her burst is off cooldown, where you don't get the Widsith buff. But what's going to be alive after that? Okay, nothing. So let's pull it back up and rewind a little bit here. That was with those 2 buffs. Also, 120% attack, that's just going to make this better than Kagura's Verity for the burst as well. So if you have R5 Widsith, don't roll for Kagura's Verity. And even if you do, even if you don't, have any Widsiths at all, this Oath Sworn Eye, this new one that's coming out, it's a free-to-play weapon. It's 565 base attack, which is pretty high, and it gives 27% attack. But it also gives you 48% energy recharge for 10 seconds every time you E. And since you can triple E, you're going to get over 100, you're going to get like 144% energy recharge on your Emblem of Severed Fates, Yae Miko. Okay? And yes, you want to run Emblem of Severed Fates. Why? Because Yae Miko's got a high energy cost. She doesn't generate a lot of energy particles. And Emblem of Severed Fates buffs her burst damage by up to 75%. And this weapon is great, but anyone's going to want to run Emblem of Severed Fates. Alright guys, we've kind of gone over a lot. I feel like that's most of it. Let's just take a look one more time at her damage. Level 9 on the Sessho Sakura. Level 3 damage, you're going to be hitting 161%. It's a 4-second cooldown. Level 10, you're going to crown her burst. You're talking at 468 times 3. That's going to be 1350 plus 18 times 3, 48. Well, hold on, I'm going to just use Google here. My math brain is terrible, sorry. 1404 plus 600. You're talking about, wow, 2004% damage. 2,004% burst damage just at the base. That's not including any of the Shogun plus 24%, the Electro damage buff from Kazuha, the Electro Shred from Kazuha, the 86% attack ratio from Sarah, the 60% crit damage from Sarah, the 20% attack from the Noblesse on Sarah. Crazy. One more thing to consider on Yae Miko. I don't think it's worth it at all. But if you want, you might be... I'm not even going to say it, actually. Just what I said is that I'm going to leave it there. Don't roll for her weapon. If you need to get Shogun's weapon, it's not a bad weapon. If the weapons are Kagura's Verity and Shogun's weapon, and you want Shogun's weapon, I'd say it's worth rolling. It's better than, like, Kokumi's weapon was. But you're going to really hope to get Shogun's weapon in that case. And I feel like that kind of goes over it, guys. Now, there's a lot of other Yae Miko teams you can use. Instead of Kazuha, you could use Jean or you could use Bennett, and that gives you a healer. And those are going to be really good as well. And there's some more variations you could do in the future. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks to all 55 subs. I'm going to shut it down, and we're going to go live after this. So please hang out if you want to chill while we stream. I got over 5 condensed resins right now. Got a bunch to do in game. I'd love to sit and hang out with the chat and subscribers for a while. I just want to get this video on the books. So thanks, guys. D Dragoon out.